As promised, here we go with the 5 put-offs that lower small businesses' credibility and likability. But you know what? You really don't have to be a small business to lower your likability and credibility with these 5 things. You could be a seasoned business. It's just these things just snowball into big things because we just didn't get around to them because we were thinking, they're small, get around to it, who's going to notice, things like that. So we're going to go through all of these things for you. We're going to start with the problem. So the problem is, like I said, you've got business owners who are like, I'll get to it, but they don't. But there could be a combination of reasons why they don't get to it. It could be cost, it could be the designer or developer is missing in action or is charging an enormous amount just to do these small little things. So you're kind of prioritizing. I totally understand, but the reason I'm doing this segment is because most business owners aren't going back and using whatever resource they can to fix the problem. Okay, so we have to fix the problem. So the problem is that the small things tend to avalanche and turn into big headaches for businesses. We usually see it with outdated information. We see print and digital materials outdated. Special offers being outdated, content services and such being outdated. So what we're going to discuss today in this segment is what are those common issues and what happens when these issues arise and what can you do to fix them. We're also going to look at strategies that will help you from having your credibility and likability decreased as a result of these things. So I'm going to teach you how we're going to stay outside of that danger zone. And then adjustments to improve your search engine credibility and likability. That's always great. Even your visibility. So really good stuff. And then, of course, like a lot of my other videos, I'm going to have some tips and tricks or strategies. I like to call them pro tips. So please get comfortable and we're going to get started right now. But before we do, if you haven't, please subscribe or like us share this stuff with people that you know because we really are in a push to build this community of small business owners who are seeking this type of information. And the way that we can reach them is if we have the visibility, right? If people are liking us and showing that our content is trustworthy and has credibility. So please do that. And so let's get started, shall we? All right. The latest marketing options. Okay, so business owners have marketing strategies to choose from. We have a lot to choose from. You know, about 25 years ago, we really didn't. We just had some magazines, we had some newspapers, things were just, not as fragmented. So, we need to keep track of all these things. And as a business owner, that could be tricky. So we have things like social media marketing. We have social media platforms. I don't know how many you have, but you're probably on at least 2, 3, right? To promote your business, grow your audience, drive your traffic, even increase your sales. We also, hopefully you do have a Google workspace and you're going to be running Google ads perhaps. It's a way to bring people over with these offerings that you have. And best of all, you're usually going to bring over qualified consumers over to your website from there. But oftentimes, these ads, coupons or whatever, they become expired, and then you look kind of bad. So we also have retarget marketing. So that's where, like blogs or you're connecting yourself to webs or product pages. And we're using those or getting people attracted, those people through the use of cookies. So we have retarget marketing that you're probably doing, perhaps collaborative marketing. You know how much I love collaborative marketing because it's so great for you guys. It's cost effective, it's time effective, saves you a lot of energy, but those things too, you need to keep track of those things, but wonderful to align your company with a similar audience and project that brand, create that brand awareness of your company. These are all great things that you have. You also have search engine optimization, so you could target consumers through the use of keywords, and that's right, key phrases. Do you remember that one? Keywords versus key phrases. If it sounds foreign to you, go check out that episode. Nope, not right now, but I do want you to make a little note to go and check out keywords versus key phrases. And I would also want you to check out how to write effective web content if you don't know about keywords or key phrases, okay? Because those are two really good, helpful videos I want you to watch. Okay, also, we have SMS marketing, so that's where we send promotions via text messages. You may or may not be doing that, but some of you may be doing that, and kudos to you if you are. Influencer marketing is another. Content marketing, where you're developing and sharing videos and blogs and social media posts. So this is all great stuff that you could and should be doing. It depends on your business, right? But these are things that you are definitely having to keep track of, even video marketing. So I want you to think about this. If you are doing some or any of these strategies, I want you to be aware. You're likely appearing in the following, which could be club and organization directories. You could be on other people's social media posts or ads. You could be with the collaborative marketing, and having reciprocal links and announcement calendars, even web and online sites would have your stuff, right? So if any of that stuff is outdated, that could be a bad thing. I'm going to tell you real quick. One time I had a client, he changed locations, and he just moved across town. And he was getting a lot of angry people because they went to the first location, which was clear across town. And when they drove over to his place, he wasn't greeted with smiles, and people were very frustrated. So you can imagine if your offerings, or if your address, your phone number, whatever, you're making it harder for your consumers to get in touch with you, it's not a good leg to start on, right? And what's going to happen? It's going to lower your likability and your credibility. So let's make sure that we watch those, okay? Now, let's go into the 5 put-offs, okay? So the first put-off is outdated business information. Like I said, I see this a lot. So usually it's the location, the address, right? Contact information. Maybe you changed your email. Maybe when you first started your business, you were at gmail.com, right? But then you stepped up to the plate, you got a Google Workspace, and now you are official. You have mybusinessname.com. Wow, that's great. But how many of those directories or whatever's floating out there in the cyber world has the gmail.com, right? We're afraid of that. So there are ways that we can, make sure that those people who might be using that Gmail account still to get in touch with you, to still be able to get in touch with you if they use those. So, you just got to be thinking about what would happen if they do get in touch with me through Gmail. Do I still have that mailbox open? You may or may not, but be smart. A lot of things, if you are going to change something to a new thing, you may want to have that old one in place for 6 to 12 months. A domain name, for example, so you can redirect them to the website with the proper domain name. Okay, so let's see what you have. And you guys, you're more than welcome to email me at Darren at the letter U, net, as in network, design, singular.com. Darren at unetdesign.com. You can always send me your questions. I love questions. All right. So, contact information, operations, so coverage area, pricing, services. I see pricing and services always like, you guys have been doing that, but you're not listing it. So go back, refresh those pages. I know sometimes you're handcuffed because you rely on a developer or a designer or neighbor's friend, whomever, to do this stuff for you. So be careful, because you don't want to get in that position of relying on other people. That's why I created this channel, is so you don't feel reliant upon other people to do this stuff for you. Whether it's search engine content or developing a website, whatever it is, I want you to know you can be doing this yourself, okay? So also service, hours of operation, that's also been a big one, where you see that, I just went to a restaurant, as a matter of fact, and they said they were open on Labor Day. Was it Labor Day? No, what was it, 4th of July? 4th of July, that's right, 4th of July. Thank you, camera person. And 4th of July, and we go there, we drive all the way there, and they're closed. That really upset me, really. It bummed me out, because I was really looking forward to that food. But anyway, so it can really turn people off. Inventory, old catalogs, images, products, right? That's all just turn-offs. The other put-off is the outdated print and digital info. Directories. Okay, here's the tip. Please use an Excel form or something that's going to list all the directories that you're in, and please keep track of your username and your passwords, okay? Because that's usually the thing that people forget about, and now they don't even know how to get into their directory if they remember the directory that they were in. So be organized. I love the idea that you would be in relevant, relatable directories, that would be good for your business. Don't just spray and pray and get into any directory. Go into directories that are local, right? Because that would increase your local SEO, search engine optimization. And it would also create the locals to be able to get in touch with you. So a lot easier. But keep track of these things, please. The website and social media, that's usually a big offender there, because people don't go back. Once they post, they figure, okay, well, I just posted. But go back to those. And if it looks irrelevant now to the business that you're presenting, get rid of those. Update them. Maybe you had something really good, but it's outdated now. Well, refresh it, bring it back up to current, and repost it. Website pages, always. I'm helping people all the time to revamp their websites, because the content is old. Maybe they didn't touch it for a long time. How long do we want to go without updating a website? I think, 3 months absolutely would be the longest, but I would like to see you looking at your website once a month, seeing what the performance is like, seeing if there's any comments coming in. I mean, be proactive with your website. So make sure that your designer or developer gives you full access to your website, because you need that. You want to be able to update things when you want to, when you need to, okay? Also, business cards. Business cards is another thing that a lot of people forget about updating. They figure, I'll go through my 250 and then I'll go back to wherever and I'll buy some more. Don't do that. Just discard whatever you have left, and then you maybe it's time for a revamp, or it's just simply, changing a quick address or phone number. Maybe you got married, now you have a different name, whatever, make that update. So the other thing is leave space on the back. A lot of people don't leave space on the back, or they get a business card where you can't write on it. So if you're at a mixer, wouldn't it be great to take some notes, or leave, let's say, a personal note, like an appointment time that you agreed to with that person, or you said, you want to meet with me, I want to give you a 15% discount for meeting with me. Whatever it is, allow yourself the space to write on the back of that card. A lot of people don't think about that, but it's very important, especially if you're doing meetings and mixers. Those will key things for you, right? Or allow you to write a special note that ties you with that prospective client. It's like, oh, well, he's giving me 15% off. That's great, right? So allow yourself that space. Update your business cards. Make sure that you're not stuffing your business into that template, that the template really reflects your brand, the energy of your business, okay? All right. So also branding. logo, colors, fonts, taglines, all the same thing. Make sure that your business card is up to date with those things, as well as your website and all your digital and print marketing pieces, right? Collaterals like brochures, postcards, flyers, and QR codes. Oh, I love QR codes. QR codes it's just a brilliant way to bridge print and digital together. So a great way to take someone from a brochure over to your website. Please consider using these because they're so easy to make, very affordable, and just a wonderful business tool to bridge your digital and print. Okay, so now the other put off is the outdated print and digital information. So unfortunately, a lot of businesses may not have a budget parachute. So they're strapped for cash. They went for that the Google ads and they spent whatever, tens of thousands of dollars. Whoops, we thought we'd get the return, but now we don't even have a parachute for a budget to make any changes. Not good. So we want to make sure that we always have a parachute. Take 10% of what your earnings are for your business, and let's set that aside for your marketing budget. Maybe? Okay. So also designers are missing in action, or they're hard to get a commitment from. I'm certain you would pull your hair out when you know you need someone, but they're too busy or you can't find them. So if that's the case, please get in touch with me. I have a great business resource for you at the end of this episode. Yes, believe it or not, it's another business resource that I want you to have. In addition to the Marketing Mensch, that's a great resource. But the other one that I have for you is just awesome. Okay, so designer is missing in action or hard to get commitment from, or you have no village, meaning you have no support behind you. Remember what I've always said, if you've been following my episodes, is your business is only as good as the village behind you. So make sure that you're really building a good village that is concerned about you and your business. That's why I kind of frown upon using friends, family, and favors, because they're usually the hardest to get to the table to give us what we are looking for, right? So no village in place, or lost, never received original files from the designer, maybe misplaced, or did not keep record of the logins for online directories. Happens all the time. Don't beat yourself up, but just know from here on out, we're going to do things a little different. We're going to be more organized. We're going to be more methodical when we start, planning things now for our business. Okay? And I have to do things myself, but I haven't found the time yet. So that's always a good one. But the pro tip here is always make an Excel file for your directory of social accounts and their logins. Okay? So your credentials will go into this file. It could be an Excel file. It could be anything that you want, but just make sure that it's easy for you to understand and to update. Obtain any original files from your designers if you're using a designer, and this way you can make updates to yourself. There is nothing wrong with asking your developer. Let's say you're starting with a developer, or you're midstream with a developer. You can always say, "Hey, at the end, I'd love to have a tutorial, so you can show me how my website functions and show me the basic editing features that I have, so I can go in and do this." Some will do that. If you ask this question before the project starts, that's the best time, because then you're going to find out if they're like, "Nah, I don't think so. It's all going to go through me because I don't want you to mess up the website." That's a big yellow flag. Nah, it's a red flag. So we definitely want someone who's going to give you the credentials and teach you how to do your stuff, how to manage your stuff. And if they don't, I will. Okay, so Darren at UNet Design, I'm easy to find, and I will get you over that hurdle. Okay? All right. Assign account user names and passwords that can be monitored, revised, and removed if needed. And where I tend to see this the most, this feature, is in WordPress. I think that is a brilliant feature. You can track what they've done when they were on the site, who was doing it, and then you can remove them when they're done with your project. So it's a great thing to have. WordPress offers that. I don't know if Wix, Weebly, Squarespace, the others do, but look into it. I don't think so, though. Assign two-step verification so you are notified of account activities. I do that all the time with my hosting, my website, my banking. I mean, I want to know what's going on, right? And so do you. So make sure that you get a verification that on your phone, because it'll say, hey, someone's trying to access your account. Is this you? So, and it's going to appear on your phone. If you see it appear on your phone and you didn't do anything, you know someone's trying to get in. So it's a great security defense. Set up communications or a task management system. So you guys could be like watching on this task management system, what everyone's doing, and you could keep the flow of the project going. It's wonderful. If you want to do that. And of course, spell out your expectations of the project. All right, the third put off is outdated offers and promotions. I'm even guilty of that. I caught myself, and my offering was a few months old. I was embarrassed, but it happens, right? We forget, or just something comes up and distracts us from this. But anyway, it's fixed and all good. But everyone does something like that, so don't beat yourself up if you have. But anyway, websites, calendars, events, special pages, those are usually the big offenders. Social media, you usually get time-sensitive promos and events that are sometimes outdated. And when you see that, come on, don't you think, that's a turnoff, right? Okay, community bulletins. Because if you see that as being outdated, then you lose their credibility. Why? Because now they're questioning how current your content is and what they're reading. Maybe now they're looking at your pricing and they're wondering, well, I don't know, maybe it is current or not, but they can't trust your content now. So stay away from that, right? Community bulletins, old info, content of past events, just doesn't look good. So if your event has passed, just quickly go in there and remove it, okay? It's always great to ride the wave after a great event. You can post it now as what you missed, maybe as a blog or something, and then you can do a recap. Those are great, and then you can leave that up, because then when you're doing an announcement for your next event, people can see, wow, this looks like a fun event. So it's just a different way of now presenting. You don't leave the event up there, the day and time, because you're going to look bad. But you can take that information and build a whole new blog from it. That also is going to help you expand your footprint on the internet, as well as, if it's a local event, you're going to increase your local SEO. So great stuff to do. Backlinks, they could be broken, or links to old content. That's not good. So we want to make sure that those backlinks are kept up to date and tested. That's why I like to go in once a month and just start testing things, seeing if there are any page links that are broken, because if bots detect any broken links, that's bad. That kind of can lower your user experience score that they're giving your website. So the fourth put off is outdated info caused by trends. So blogs, content becomes dated or irrelevant. Did you guys write anything about the pandemic, about COVID-19, anything like that? Well, arguably people will say that it's gone. We don't even have that anymore. So what are we using? We're using post-pandemic now, right? So your phraseology can change. If your phraseology changes, then you have to change your key phrase for the article too, right? So then they find you under post-pandemic. So you need to go back, you need to update, and you need to stay dialed into your industry to know the trends and what's going on with your consumers. Vlogs, the format or content has to change with the trend. We need to be mindful of these things. Announcements, old info, marketing language changes. So marketing language, remember, if you watch the key phrases, keywords versus key phrases, you're going to know what marketing language is, because it's synonymous with search language. It's the language that your audience is using when they are searching you. So if you've watched my episodes in the past, Darren's plant-based burger stand in Sherman Oaks, right? Plant-based burger stand in Sherman Oaks. What would that be? Why would I put that in my content? Because that's what someone would likely put in their phone. Plant-based burgers near me, or plant-based burger stand in Sherman Oaks. And I get those people who are looking for that. It aligns me with those people. So I have to understand what the marketing language is in order to bring over the right people. And if it's changed, then you need to update your content so you're still bringing over the right people. All right, collaborative marketing campaigns. You know I love those. Again, I just love anything collaborative. Old info or expired offers, so you got to go back. Make sure that, you know, if you have done anything collaboratively, that you're getting back in touch with those people and you're updating your information or your collaborative information. Links like collaborative support or page links can change, so we want to make sure that all those things are kept up to date. Create an archive page if you want to keep content, like let's say on your website. Or even your social media. If you want to keep it, remove it, but save it somewhere, okay? If you don't want to do that, then omit what you want to remove, just get rid of it, but you want to make sure that you redirect whatever that link was to that page, you're redirecting it now to the new and improved page, okay? So it's called a redirect. Happy to elaborate. If you have a question about that, get in touch with me. But anyway, redirect any links leading from old content to the new, because this will avoid confusion with your readers and page indexing. So not only are you playing into satisfying your site visitors, but you're also satisfying those bots that are scanning your page. And if you're leading them through wild goose chase or broken links, that's just going to ruin your score, you know. So be careful with that. Redirect those. And that's pretty much about it. Old content may compete with new, so we were just talking about that. It may dilute the keyword strength if it appears on both pages, so that's why we don't want to have two pages competing against itself. Remove one and have the new and improved one representing it, things now. And then update links so users see the preferred content, okay? Very, very important. Now there are some plugins, if you're using WordPress, that can help you keep track of all those links and where they are, where they're going to, and you can make those changes very quickly and easily. If you're not using something like that, then just make sure that you go through page by page and you're really testing your links. Or maybe you have a link map, which would be great. And then you know by looking at this chart where those links exist and where they're going to. Again, keeping track of these things that are usually the small things that people overlook. I'll get to it, but they turn into major things. So far, what are the major things? Turning off people, right? Turning off your consumers. Lowering your credibility and likability towards your business, right? But also, you're upsetting the bots. The bots aren't going to like you either. So you're really creating a lot of bad vibes towards your business. So let's make sure that we have a different action plan now in place. And just going back once a month, it's so easy, okay? All right, so bots will slow down if your content is not refreshed. That's why I say the most. Really, and it depends on your industry. It may be 3 months at the most, but I would like for you to think of coming back once a month. Again, it depends on your industry, depends on how often you have to refresh your content. But we're on average, the average website, I would be looking at like maybe 1 to 3 months. Okay? Let it ferment. Let search engine bots notice it. The moment you post it, that bot's not picking it up. It may be 2 weeks from now or whatever. But we want to let it just ferment for a while. That's why I say like 3 months. So if the bots have slowed down, and right now you're thinking, I haven't done anything in a year, no problem. We're just going to make those updates. And believe me, they're going to come back. They're going to realize, holy moly, there's a lot of changes here. And they're going to scan your website, report back to the mothership, and you're back online with those bots. So you're not out of the race, okay? The SEO, search language, can outdate information. Remember that trends can change things, like our key phrases. Trends impact search language, behaviors, even mentalities. Like trends could be the economic struggle that a lot of people are experiencing right now, right? The downturn is that people are slowing down, and we may need to change, as a business owner, our marketing mentality. Their marketing mentality is, I'm going to be a cautious consumer now. So now you have to change that. Maybe yours was high energy, act now, limited time offer, and maybe because of the times, that marketing mentality isn't going to work. So you have to know the mentality, the habits, the behaviors of your audience. Okay, always stay in touch with that, and never base it off of personal opinion. Not what you think. It's not what you think. It's not what I think. It's what we know about our audience. Okay. Also, old content. Funnel through the wrong traffic to your website. Not good. Old content is not good. And images and links should be relevant to the page content. Okay, just like your call to actions should be relevant and timely based on where they are in your website. Don't just throw out, you want a free quote or you want to see me now when they just landed on your homepage. Just you have to let them absorb your information first, see where they're at, and then put the links or the call to actions, the offerings in front of them that's relevant at that time. Okay, then you will have success. They won't feel like you're forcing things on them. Okay, common mistakes. Common mistakes is writing content not knowing the search engine guidelines. So, what are the search engine guidelines? Watch my video, How to Write Effective Web Content, and you'll know. It's there, it's free. Okay, and neglecting the website, please don't do that. I want you to be paying attention to it. Your website is like a houseplant, okay? So take care of it, or else it's going to become obsolete and it's going to work against you, right? Okay, tiring your audience with old or repetitive information. You're playing with your credibility. If you're not playing into what they need to know, and you're just putting out there what you want to put out there, you're going to lose people's interest and credibility. They gave you their email address to stay in touch with you. That's huge. So you got to make sure that you really value that by giving them what they want, okay? And if, let's say, you have a diverse audience and, maybe these people would like to know about residential insurance and these people would like to know about commercial insurance, then we have a self-sorting database in place. And then we are going to be delivering the offerings that are going to be relevant to the residential and to the commercial market, right? So that's how we do that. Otherwise, 50% of your marketing messages are going to be resonating with one, but not the other, right? So eventually you're going to lose both because you're not separating them, and they're not going to be interested in information or offerings that don't pertain to them, okay? So that's what I mean by tiring out your audience with old or repetitive or irrelevant information. Not tracking your results. Please track your results. If you're using social media and you're bridging your social media to your website, then I want you to maybe have an offering where it says, if you want to have, let's say, my free electronic comprehensive checklist of home improvement or whatever, give me your email address and put in the promo code LinkedIn or Facebook 2025. And then that way you know where it came from, right? And then you know where you need to put your time, money, and energy. Okay, so also not interacting with your followers. If you're not interacting with your followers, they're going to just stop. They're going to stop commenting. It's a wonderful feeling when someone responds, "Hey, thanks. I really appreciate that you checked out my video or whatever." And be sincere. I love it when Mensches are saying, "Hey, I like your video," or "Thank you so much." Or even when they give me a testimonial. I love that. And I will always reply to those. And sometimes someone's not going to agree with your content or your business. Maybe they didn't have a good experience with your business and they write an unfavorable review. that is the most important time that you do want to be engaging with your audience. Now I'm going off track because it's not a follower. We're talking about a consumer, and all eyes are on you when you are answering back to that client or that disgruntled or disappointed customer. If you're passing the buck, well, it wasn't what I asked. Well, I'll come back for $80 and I'll fix the problem. If you're not showing accountability, you are shooting yourself in the foot. So trust me, I know that not everyone's going to be liked by their consumer, and I will read, the 4 stars, 5 stars, whatever, but I want to know what the 2s and the 1s are and see if it's really relevant. Sometimes consumers or the business is being negatively reviewed by their competitors, so you got to take it under account, right? But when that happens, answer them, reply to them. It's very important. All eyes are on you, okay, at that moment. Okay, get started. If you guys need any support, let me know. Darren at unetdesign.com is my email address. Send me your questions. If you have a hang-up, a concern, apprehension about a project that you're starting, let me know your question. I'll be happy to help you answer it. And if you do want to learn your web platform so you can be doing this yourself, get in touch with me. There's wonderful resources that I have for you. Okay, that was it for the Marketing Mensch. I'm wrapping it up. Wait, for a first time back, I think I had a lot to say, but I really hope that you absorbed all the information. Of course, you could have hit the pause button at any time to go and take a break. But I really hope that you did get everything that I was mentioning. And then this is the resource. This is the resource. Next to the Marketing Mensch, this is a fantastic resource. If you are not a part of the SBDC, if you have not checked that out in your area, please do. These advisors, a lot of advisors, I work for this organization, and the organization that I work for is out of College of the Canyons. And I'm telling you, these people know their stuff. Find the advisors. It will help you create your village. It's free, folks. It's free, just like the Marketing Mensch. So take advantage of this. I don't know why we're a best kept secret. For some strange reason we are, but now you know about it. So no excuse. Make sure you sign up with your local SBDC branch. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's so great to be back, and I have so much more to share with you. So please subscribe, and you'll get a shoulder tap when a new episode breaks. So until then, stay happy, stay healthy, and talk to you soon,